Thanks for staying with us. Now, Derek is in Emerald Park this morning.
And he's not doing a roller coaster, is he?
No.
Derek, you made some friends. How are you getting on?
I did, lads. No roller coasters this morning, but we've lots of furry friends. We made lots of friends here. And we're wearing a glove, in fact, because we're going to be flying a vulture live on air in a few moments' time. But first up, we're going to chat to Lee Donoghue, the zoo manager. Lee, I'm loving the setup here.
Yeah, we have the third largest zoo in the country, which not a lot of people know. So plenty of activities around the place.
Now, we've been wandering around here the last 2 hours. Tell us about, in fact, 78 species.
78 species, so we have almost 260 individual animals on site, so it's a huge collection with a full team of zookeepers caring for them every day, Christmas Day.
And a lot of exotic animals as well.
Huge amount of exotic animals, everything from the iconic tiger all the way down to the cute little meerkats.
Yeah, and they're great and very friendly as well.
Very friendly. They have nippy moments every now and again.
Like the lemurs too. Let's talk about animal conservation.
We support a wide variety of animal conservation projects here. It's becoming more and more important every year, really. All the zoos support a wide variety of things, such as white-backed vulture conservation in the wild. We support our local indigenous species, the red kites, the golden eagle trust, and we do work for the National Biodiversity Data Centre as well.
Okay, and you're also working on breeding programs too.
Yeah. All of our species here, or a lot of them, are highly endangered, and they're part of international breeding programs. So all of the zoos around Europe and throughout the world, in fact, cooperate and control the bloodlines.
Education as well, a key factor here within Emerald Park.
Yeah, we have a very large and very busy education sector. So it all kicks off tomorrow. We'll have thousands of secondary school kids arriving here to learn about countryside stewardship, conservation, biodiversity, the whole variety of subjects.
And I suppose they're the future, really, aren't they, in terms
That's what's going to protect all these species in the wild in the future.
Thank you very much, Lee. Okay, we're going to pop over here to Mike Van Is that your real name, Mike?
That's actually my real name, yes.
You're an avian manager here. Tell us about your role.
So I work here, of course, in the free-flying demonstrations in the Roller Raptors, just to get everyone a little bit closer to what nature is really about. I mean, we share the space with so many beautiful birds, animals, of course, we're going to be focused on birds mainly. But even from going from kites to vultures, like this one we have over here, I'm sure you'll be able to give him a little cuddle there.
He's going to pop over here on top of my hand. Tell us about this bird here.
So this here is an African white-backed vulture. You're obviously going to find them in Africa. It's quite a large bird. It's not even the largest one out there. There are a lot bigger ones out there, but still this one weighs about 4 to 5 kilos.
Okay, are they endangered?
They unfortunately are endangered, but luckily we're part of a breeding program, so we'll be able to have a backup in case something goes really, really wrong in the wild. And of course educate people about what's happening with them, because they're so misunderstood. Everyone sees a vulture, they're kind of nervous about them. They obviously come in movies like Jungle Book, other sorts of movies where they're always represent a bad character. But they're so important. They clean up after Mother Nature.
Let's talk about the weight here, because he's get him up there in my hand there.
So while he's on your hand,
he is quite heavy, isn't he?
He is quite heavy, all right, yeah. Now, as you can see, he's not too hungry anymore, but we get him up a little bit closer there.
Here we go. Just pop him up there.
2,
if you
3.
go up, yeah. 1, 2, 3 is his live TV. He doesn't want to do it. But they are endangered, as you mentioned,
They
Mike.
are endangered indeed. We get him a little bit closer.
Yeah, there we go. You hold him there.
So you can see him. They have quite a strong beak, and he's quite delicate with it as well, as you can see there. So what he's using is using the tip of his beak, and he's really going into it looking for the best bits. And that's exactly what they would do in the wild. They're going for all the juicy bits. So they're not going to really eat the skin, but they're going to go inside the carcass, and they clean up a carcass as quick as they can, so they make sure that that carcass doesn't start to rot, that doesn't spread diseases, because their stomach acids as well neutralize the diseases they have in them, so they don't spread. And of course, if the carcasses don't start to rot, there's less insects, which of course are also linked to insects that cause eye diseases. So they're incredibly important, and with them disappearing, it's only going backwards. So we really need to focus on keeping them around.
Mike, you're involved in breeding programs as well with
Yes,
the vultures.
yeah. So the EEP breeding program for this specific species, which is again very important, and that's just so that zoos can breed the birds. So if anything goes really, really bad in the wild, we always have a backup, so we can reintroduce them back in or help the population by giving another few birds back into wild.
Okay, and what do you feed him, by the way?
Right now he's getting chick, later on he's getting a bit of venison, he's getting rabbit, he's getting all sorts. So he's a big varied diet.
Okay, well, thanks so much for joining us here this morning. This fella, he's been having a perfect breakfast here this morning. Of course, all the time with I'm a Celeb South Africa, kicking off at 9 o'clock later on Virgin Media 1, but for me and all the crew here, back to you in studio. He's gone. Woo.
Unlucky, Derek. Eventually, if you keep your hand up there, you'll come eventually. Sit on it.
Okay.
It's never the birds I'm mad about, Derek.
The amount of vulture fun jokes that were made inside here during that.
Thing's got a load of property, that thing.
Do you know what? Oh, Stephen gave you a joke for that one. Well done.
Oh,
There's
dear.
lots more still to come this morning. We're going to be learning the do's and don'ts when it comes to weaning your baby.
And speaking of I'm a Celeb, Chelsea Toff tells us about her experience in I'm a Celeb South Africa.
Chelsea Toff. Plus, it's one of the world's oldest surviving crafts. We're going to be giving weaving a spin later on. Come back to us. Please come back to us. We're back shortly.
Chelsea Toff.